What's good, YouTube? It's your man BG Tech Life, and it's been a week with the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7. Now, I have put out some videos about this device, about separate categories and things of that nature. Now, I just want to have like a week later review. Even though a week isn't a whole bunch of time, I just want to put out a general consensus about how I'm feeling about this device. So let's get into it. Okay, YouTube. So on my tech journey, picking up the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7, it was about a couple things. Well, it's about one main thing. See, this device flipped my head. So it's got a lot of concessions that it had to make over the years as far as not being able to do the things that a normal slab of glass phone do without having some inconveniences, like the battery being kind of smaller or not coming with a triple camera setup, things of that nature. So as I've been on this Samsung Galaxy Z Flip journey, I had the 3, the 4, the 5, now we on the 7. I just want to see when this device gets to the point where it can flip in half with no concessions and just be just as good as a regular slab of glass phone as far as battery life go, cameras, things of that nature. So first and foremost, I just want to talk about the build. I think Samsung did an amazing job with the build, and they've been doing an amazing job with the build on the flips. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. That's why I like to pick up the flips. They've been pretty stable. My Flip 5, only thing about the Flip 5 is I just wish it had a tighter hinge. Now on this Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7, this hinge snaps into place more like the Fold does. I noticed on the Fold 5, Fold 6, Fold 7, they started putting those hinges in there where when you open it up, you feel it snap into place, and now you have that on this Flip 7. So as far as I'm concerned, the material, the actual engineering of the flip, this big bezel-less cover display, Samsung definitely did a great job on the Flip 7. I'm loving the build. I'm loving the look. Even the colors that they came out with. Like, they had multiple good colors this year. Because I was stuck between the cool red and this shadow blue. But I just felt like they had some dope colors for the Flip this year. And that's something that you can't expect every year from these smartphone manufacturers. Dope colors. Now, I will say, with these foldables getting thinner, this power button is getting thinner. And the thing about the power button is also your fingerprint scanner. Like years previous on flips, it was a no miss power button because it was a little bit thicker. But as the power button get thinner and you try and get your fingerprint on there, it don't feel as stable as previous years. But I understand that they got to make it thinner because they're trying to make devices thinner. But I actually noticed from going from the Flip 5 to the Flip 7 how thin this power button is and how it's not as easy to get my fingerprint at times as it was. Now, as far as the display, guys, 1080 display, but it's a super AMOLED display. So this display is still gorgeous to me. Me looking at the display, looking at content on the display, and it being a 6.9-inch display, I feel like it's just a really good display. The resolution don't bother me. It's a really nice, vibrant display. The blacks get very black. It's just a nice actual device to watch YouTube on. It goes from a compact device to a big display that you could do pretty much everything that you want to do on your phone on this device. So the display is definitely one of the shining points to me, even though it's only a 1080 resolution. I still don't knock it. Now, cover display this year, guys, is a great looking. The bezel-less look with the display going around the cameras just looks super interesting, super cool. And that's the type of device that this device is supposed to be. Now, I will say, I haven't went in the good lock and downloaded apps to be able to put apps on the cover display. I feel like Samsung needs to unlock the cover display more and let you do more with the cover display natively out the box. These widgets are cool, but it's so much space, you should be able to do a little bit more out the box to download other apps to actually open up your cover display and let it use actual apps. Now, as far as the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7 go, going from a device that used to primarily use Snapdragon processors and using the Exynos 2500, I don't have an issue with the performance. That's all I was looking for to see if I had an issue with the performance. The little stuff that I do on this device is the stuff that I do on this device. The stuff that everybody do on their phone. And I'm not having any issues with that. So I feel like that's definitely good enough. I don't feel like the device is about to hit a ceiling where I'm about to have some performance issues, or I don't feel like the device is getting too hot in the regular setting. I just don't feel like I'm having any performance issues at all. So I don't know why they went with Exynos on the Flip 7. I would like a Snapdragon processor. I primarily prefer that. But at the same time, I don't feel like it took away my Flip experience at all so far. But if that changes, y'all will be the first to know. And as far as the battery life on this device, since we're talking about the processor and performance, guys, the battery life is decent. You know, the battery life is fair for a square. It's a Flip. I never expect a Flip because of the way it's built to have a big battery or a lot of battery life. That's just pure engineering. So I actually did a battery test and I got 6 hours, a little bit over 6 hours of screen on time. And it was at like 5 or 6%. I could have probably got the 6 hours and 30 minutes of screen on time pushing it. But I mean, over 6 hours, it's cool. It's not the battery champ. It's definitely a phone that can last you all day. Depending on how you use your device, I think this is an all-day battery for sure. So, I mean, I'm cool with it. As far as the performance and the battery, guys, I'm not having no issues. Phone lasting long enough and is working how it's supposed to work. I'm not throwing nothing crazy at it. I'm not playing Genshin Impact or none of that on the Flip. I do a little Subway Surfer. I actually, message, look at social media, things like that, make a little reel, and it's handling all that just fine. The Exynos 2500 multi-score benchmarks is close to a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 anyway. So it's not a super slouch of a processor anyway. It's not the old Exynos. Now let's talk about these cameras for a minute. As you can see, we got a dual camera setup. Got a 50 megapixel wide sensor and then a 12 megapixel ultra wide sensor. Now, me honestly, with Samsung having a new 50 megapixel ultra wide, I wish it would have been a 50 megapixel and a 50 megapixel. Now, not to say with this device, you can actually take some decent pictures. It's like all smartphone cameras at this point, guys. You got a lot of smartphone cameras with 50 megapixel sensors and good lighting. And on a good day, you can get some great pictures. You get some great video. As it get dark, things do start to fall apart. You don't have a third sensor. You don't have a telephoto on here because this is a Flip. It's not a lot of space for that. But the whole thing about this device anyway is the fact that it is a Flip, so you can use it as your own tripod. You could take a selfie. You can have the best selfie camera on the market, period, because you can use the main 50 megapixel sensor to take your selfie because of the big cover display. And on the inside, you got a 10 megapixel selfie camera. And don't let 10 megapixels fool you. It is a pretty powerful selfie camera, guys. So you can get 4K 60 video on the selfie video. So that's pretty dope. But at the end of the day, with the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7, it's had its struggles over the years. We on the 7 Z Flip. I think we definitely at the point where somebody could be satisfied with this device as their main driver, especially if they find the fact that it flips in half like a clamshell and has a big cover display, then they'll love this device. You could utilize this device. The battery life is decent. You're getting 12 gigs of RAM and an Exynos 2500, which produces decent power for you to do all the smartphone stuff that you want to do. Now, if you really like to push your smartphone to the next level and do stuff like video editing and you're trying to edit 4K and you're trying to play Genshin Impact for 2 hours, this wouldn't be the phone for you. But if you do smartphone stuff and some little video editing and some picture taking, it's definitely a cool smartphone that's powerful enough for that. Now, as far as the price point go at $11.99, I don't like the fact that Samsung experimented with this device and did put a cheaper processor in it, even though it's not holding the phone back to me. But I just don't like the fact that they did that. Maybe the Exynos will be on more devices soon. Hopefully not. I prefer the Snapdragon, but I'm still enjoying this device and it's still a usable device. But like I said, The whole trick of this device has to amaze you. It's got to be something you want. You got to be in the flip devices if you pick up this device. And if you're in the flip devices as a daily driver, it's got everything that you need, honest. But we're going to continue to cover this device and make sure it keep running strong. And if it don't, I definitely let y'all know. But it's been an enjoyable week with the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7. It's your boy BG Tech Life. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I'm out. Peace.